You're finally ready to do some word problems. This is the exciting part. This is where you get to see how well you've understood things. And nothing like tackling a problem. So we'll show it to you in a very progressive, slow way visually so you understand. And by the time you've done this, you'll get a better grasp of how to think and visualize these problems. So there are 75 children in the playground. Start with the first sentence. 75 children in the playground. Imagine the 75 children to be here, this purple bit. That's 75 children. Now, 40% of them are boys. So imagine a small portion, like this much over there, those are boys, the one in blue. That's 40%. So if you want to work out 40% how many boys they make, there's 40% of 75 children, right? You can actually work this out. 40% of 75 children is 0.4 times 75, which is 30 boys. So we know there are 30 boys. So if we know there are 30 boys, we also know there are 45 girls. So this is the girls, the remaining bit, that's 60%. You can work out 60% of 75. If you want to work it out, that comes to 45. But we know that's 45 anyway, because if out of 75 children, 30 are boys, 45 would be girls. Okay, now when 25 girls enter the playground, now imagine 25 girls enter the playground from here, there. We add them to these girls. When they enter the playground, how much does this become? 25, and there's 45 before. So this becomes 70. 70 girls altogether and 30 boys altogether. So 70 girls and 30 boys add up to so that comes to 25 girls, add 45 girls, that's 70 girls right there. So that's 70 girls here and 30 boys here. That makes 100 children. You can see it the other way. There were 75 children, right? And then 25 girls enter, so you can add another 25 children to that, and you end up with 100 children. Either way, we know that this lot from here to here is 100 children. Now, what percentage of the children will be boys? That means of this new group of children, the 30 boys out of how many children? Out of 100. So 30 out of 100, which is 30%. So 30% of the children, of 100 children, would be boys. So that's how it changes. First it was 40%, but now when 25 girls enter, it's 30% of all the children who are boys. That's how we do this. Let's look at the next question. There are 1,800 students in a school. Let's show that. So that's 1,800 students right across from here to here, all purple. Now, 55% are girls. So let's mark off, say 55%, round that much, slightly more than 50. That's girls in pink. And how much is that? Could you work out 55% of 1,800? How many girls would that be? You try to work it out. Okay, that's 55% of 1,800 would be 0.55. Multiply that and you get 990 girls. So we know how many girls there are. It's 990 girls. And 70% of the boys go to school by bus and 30% of the girls go by bus. Okay, we know how many boys there are, right? 45%. And if out of 1,800, 990 are girls, we can safely write down how many boys there are. 1,800 minus 990, and that's 810. So we know how many boys, we know how many girls there are. Now we can tackle the rest of the information. 30% of the girls go to school by bus. And 70% of the boys also go to school by bus. So let's look at 30% of the girls. That's 990 girls. 30% of them, how many are in the bus? Well, work it out. And boys, 70% of the boys go to school by bus, so that's 70% of 810 boys. Now that should be easy to work out. How many girls use the bus? Well, 0.3 times 990. That many girls use the bus. How many boys use the bus? Well, we can work that out. We know 70% of 810. So 0.7 times 810, and we get 567 boys use the bus. So what percentage of students travel by bus? Well, let's find out how many students travel by bus altogether. How many boys and how many girls? If you add 297 to 567, you get 864 students who travel by bus. That's out of how many students altogether? That's out of 1,800 students. So 864 out of 1,800 students, that's the fraction. And if we want to turn that into a percentage, all we do is multiply by 100%, which makes it exactly 48%. So the answer is 48% of students travel by bus. There. Not too complicated. Let's try this one. How much money would Manny have to pay if he had to pay 5% sales tax on the discounted price for this phone? Okay, let's try to understand this. This is the phone, and the name of the phone is Drixon 4G, and the actual selling price is $875. That's the actual selling price, the regular selling price. But it's going to be discounted by 10%. So we want to know what would it cost if it was discounted. And then on top of that, we'd have to pay 5% sales tax after we discount the price. That's what they're asking us to do. So the first thing we need to know is find out what the sale price is. Now the selling price is $875. The discount is 10%. So what's the sale price? Well, if its discount is 10%, that means we're going to bring it down from 100% to 90%. So it'll be 90% of $875, right? So 90% of that is this, which is what we got. And the sales tax on this is 5%. So add that, and there's the answer. Okay, now let's look at this problem. Maria spends $980 from her salary every month. So that's her salary, this entire green slab here. And she spends $980 from her salary. So imagine that's the amount she spent. That's the amount that's gone. Now, she saves the rest. So this is her saving. All this has been saved. Okay. Now, if she spent, we take a hypothetical imaginary situation. If she had spent $108 more each month, now how do we show if she'd spent $108 more each month? Well, let's replicate this. Let's copy this down here below so we know this is the amount she spent. This is the amount she saved. If she spent $108 more each month, let's show $108 more here by extending the amount she spent. So this is the extra $108 more that she spent. Okay, so she spent $108 more, which means we have to show that here too. There, that's $108 more that she spent. Then what happens? Then her monthly savings would be reduced by 30%. So her monthly savings was from here to here. This gets reduced by 30%. So this is actually a reduction. This amount here, which is the same as here, is a reduced amount. So if you reduce this by 30% of her savings, all that means is that 30% of her entire savings or previous savings or original savings must be equal to 108. Now, if we know that, we've got a nice equation right there. 30% of her savings, which means 30% of something we don't know, equal to 108. So to find the answer, divide 108 by 0.3, and we'll get her savings. Her original savings must have been $360. So we can show her original savings to be $360. Now we can tell what her salary is, because if you add her original savings to the amount she spent, then her salary would be $360 plus $980, and that's her salary. And that's your answer. A little complicated, but if you go over this video slowly, step by step, and follow the reasoning, you'll be able to get to it. And so that's where we bring this set of word problems to an end, and we'll go on to the next set of word problems with percentages, and you should be feeling more and more confident and smart about how to tackle them, because this is the moment of your triumph, your victory. This is the moment when you finally put all your understanding to test, and whatever glitches or bits that have been left missing, you'll be able to plug them in, because those problems, when you try to solve them, will help you plug them in. Every time you try to solve a problem, your understanding and thinking about it gets deeper and wider and sharper. Have a great day. We'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.